Welcome to Near West Side, Milwaukee's finest community. A great place for you and your family to learn and grow, to have stability. And truly, the love the people. We strive to have the best place to live, to learn, to love. So we are called the neighborhood of neighborhoods. Please follow, like, and subscribe.
Hello, I'm Keith Stanley, Executive Director of the Near West Side Partners, joined by a special guest today. Can you introduce yourself?
Yes, my name is Naomi Pollek. I'm the Assistant Director of Employer Relations in Marquette University's Career Services Center.
Now, what's really exciting about today's conversation is that many of you may or may not know, but the Near West Side Partners is actually also a business improvement district. Near West Side Business Improvement District number 10. It's one of the largest bids in the city of Milwaukee, over 350 businesses, and we cover a very large area. In fact, out of the close to 40 NIDS, neighborhood improvement districts, and bids, business improvement districts, we're in the top 5. And so it's exciting to be able to have partnerships with Naomi and Marquette University to help us help our businesses. So with that said, Naomi, what do you do at Marquette University?
Yes, that's a loaded question. So I work in the Career Services Center, and Marquette University's Career Services Center, we support all of our undergraduate majors here at Marquette, as well as most of our graduate majors. We have separate entities that serve our law and dental school, but other than that, we serve the entire Marquette community as it relates to career counseling, career exploration, and employer relations, which is what I do in the office. And so from an employer relations lens, it really is connecting our students with employers that can help them build upon their career experience prior to graduating and after graduating. And so we're working with companies that are interested in posting internships, co-ops, entry-level jobs, even jobs for alumni in our alumni network. And so we help them through that process. We're also creating points of intersection where students can connect with employers through career events and career programs. So that could be our fall career fair, which is always our big kickoff every year for employers to meet students at the beginning of this academic year, to career networking events, career panels, ways where you can have more intimate conversations with students and meet them more in a personal setting. But those are all opportunities that we orchestrate through our office. And then some of the smaller level, more niche things that we do are publicity tables around campus where a company can have a tabling event. We refer to them as like a company pop-up on campus. And we also have information sessions where we would work together with a company to orchestrate an information session virtually or in person where they can talk a little bit about what they do and why a student may be interested in an opportunity with them.
I am curious, Naomi, this seems like a wide menu of options that businesses could connect with Marquette University on as far as engaging students in potential career opportunities. A real quick question for you: why is this important? If you have the answer, why is this important to Marquette University? What is the connection as we think about businesses, not just in the Near West Side or in the city, but for southeastern Wisconsin, and for that matter, across the country?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. Marquette is very committed to the Near West Side. We're one of those pillars involved in the Near West Side business partners. And so as part of that, we want to see how we can work together in many spaces. And you know, what better than thinking about how can we keep talent here in Milwaukee and working here in our backyard in the Near West Side. And so that's something that's very important to us, is giving back to our immediate community and making sure that our students are working in that community. They're understanding the community they live in, and so that they can be contributors and want to stay in this area when they graduate.
So now let's jump into some relevant information. We know that there right now that this country, and quite frankly the world, I've seen news reports about things that happen across the world in different countries about the great resignation, the great reshuffle, where people are looking at different career options. People are actually looking for more flexibility. They're looking to actually stay home and, you know, take care of family obligations and have more little flexible work environment. Want to get your thoughts and ideas for companies who are interested in still recruiting, recruiting from college campuses. What's kind of new? What do companies need to do? I know we talked about pipelines and being creative. Can you go into a little bit about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So definitely with the whole great reshuffle, it is something we're hearing about in most all of our employer conversations. And what we've really seen is a increase in new business engagement here at Marquette. So we've been seeing a number of new organizations that maybe have not partnered with us in the past, looking to be creative and think outside the box as far as filling some of those talent needs that they have within their organizations. And so it's been an exciting time to connect with new businesses and say, okay, you're interested in recruiting at a collegiate level. Tell us a little bit more about that. Like, what type of hiring scope are you seeing? Where are the opportunities coming in? Are you seeing certain seasons where you're busier? You know, maybe certain businesses are busier in the summer, or maybe it is just kind of an in the moment hiring that's on a rolling basis as needs are coming up. And so understanding that scope really is helpful. And then we can dive in with those new partners to determine how best to connect them with the talent pipeline here at Marquette. And again, that could be anything that's career related. So if you maybe have a marketing need, you could look for a marketing intern or an entry level graduate to help with your business's marketing, or leadership. Maybe you want someone to get some leadership experience, or again, have some needs in that department. Those are all great ways that we can integrate career services and employer needs and get those students and recent graduates some experience.
What's interesting, because you said this a number of different times in different answers and just even in your intro, career related. Some of our businesses, quite frankly, they're just looking for someone to flip burgers or flip beds or be at the cash register. But I think there's, what I'm hearing from you, there's a more of a focus on really career related opportunities that are baked around and, like what you said, align with the majors. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah. So here in career services, our objective is to connect students with career related opportunities that really align with our majors. And, you know, small and mid-sized businesses often have those needs, and maybe they just need help articulating that sometimes too. And so, you know, just again, those conversations really help us to determine, is it a career related need or not? You know, if it's simply, hey, I need someone to run a cash register, you know, do cash transactions, that's fine. That's not necessarily related to a major or career related, but we do have a student employment office on campus that we could be, you know, directing that employer to. So it's not a loss in conversation to connect with us, talk through those needs, and maybe some of those needs are truly career related, and it's how we are packaging them and sharing them with students. Or maybe it is truly, yes, this is something we just need a student to come in and help out with, and then we would direct that business to our student employment office. But the great thing is we are right here. And even if there are needs that are for students, just for them to pick up some cash while they're students, that's feasible, and we're close by, that it's attractive to students to have somewhere that's near campus where they can get their hours in if they are working while they're attending school.
I know I can imagine being a student and having to, you know, hop on a bus or commute 30 minutes, an hour to work, where you can walk to work. And that's really cool, because you can get more experience and hopefully a bigger paycheck with more hours. I want to talk about, I know there's probably really no typical experience for any one business, but what does the engagement look like? What I mean by that, I'm a business owner and I'm coming to career services at Marquette, and I do have a couple positions that are career related. Maybe I need some assistance with the accounting, or need some assistance with marketing. I know social media is always steadily growing, and maybe I need assistance with promotions and PR. What's the process? Can you walk me through that? What does that look like? So I guess it starts with connecting with you.
Yeah, so the first step would definitely be to connect, and Marquette uses a platform called Handshake. It's an online career platform for posting job opportunities, internship opportunities. It's also where we post all of our career related fairs and events. And so that initial point is usually I check in to see, is this business already activated in Handshake? If not, it's a free account. So I'll start to direct that company to get set up with that account, because it benefits them not just being connected with Marquette and being able to post with us, but Handshake is a nationally used platform. And at this point, most all of the colleges and universities, including two-year technical colleges in the state of Wisconsin, are using this platform. So that's usually the first step, is just, are you in Handshake? This is where we post all of our opportunities. And then really looking at a strategic conversation from there. So let's have an introduction call. Let's talk a little bit about, like, what does your business do? What is the scope of your needs? Again, are they cyclical? Are they not? And trying to help decipher where best to fit that business into campus engagements. Because as I mentioned in my introduction, there are many ways for a company to engage. And so understanding who they are, what they do, and what their needs consist of can really help drive what those engagements that are best aligned could be for that particular business. But posting in Handshake is always that starting point. I should also note that that's where we vet companies coming through. So we'll want to make sure, like, there's a company description there, a location, a website, all of the things that a student might want to see to just learn more about the company. And so that's why it's always a great jumping off point. And then the last thing I'll say about that is it's a great equity point. We do require all of our partners to post there so that all of our students have access to all the postings that employers may be posting across Marquette.
I like this Handshake tool. Is it easy to navigate? If does it take some? Do we need an intern to help us navigate it? How does it work as far as this Handshake?
Yeah, Handshake is a very user-friendly platform. I equate it to like a LinkedIn. So if a company has gotten onto LinkedIn and created a free account and posted on there, it's a similar process. The great thing is that my team here, we onboard companies to Handshake quite often. So if an organization's unfamiliar, we work in the technology every day. And so we can set up a call to help with that onboarding, help maybe walk through that first job posting if that's something the employer would like. And the great thing is, once a posting's created, is it's saved in there and you can reuse it in the future. So it's just creating that nice baseline in the beginning. And then once that's in there, you can hit duplicate, put new start and stop dates on the application, and it's good to go from there. And so the other thing I'll mention is career events and fairs is another layer beyond posting jobs. And so if a organization is interested in engaging in career fairs and events, we could also help with onboarding on how to use that side of the technology as well.
Naomi, when you say, okay, so career fairs, I remember those growing up, going to high school and college, going to them, dressing up, get my resume. I imagine there's some other ways. Events, what would you share as far as events that either businesses or the students can get involved in? What else is on that menu of activities?
Yeah, so definitely the career fairs are big. What I'd say, those are your hiring opportunities. If you have an immediate need and you want to represent that immediate need in a way where students are coming resume in hand and they're ready to talk about taking on that opportunity, a career fair is a great way to do that. And we do one campus-wide career fair in the fall. And then we have several smaller, more niche fairs in the spring, but there's some great opportunities in our Careers for Common Goods fair where you could have a number of near West Side businesses represented. And so that is one avenue. Career programs is another avenue. And that could be networking nights where we have a particular topic that we're talking about related to career, and businesses can come share their expertise with students. But again, then that's an opportunity to meet a student, potentially talk about what your business does and opportunities that you have available. And so it's a more intimate setting to meet a student in, and more or less like a more natural way versus just your typical hiring event. And then I mentioned earlier publicity tables. So we have tables in our union, which is our most high traffic area on campus. And during those lunch hours during the day where we know students are going to be in and out of that building, where we have tables set up where companies can come in. And again, that's a great opportunity to engage, catch students during some of their downtime, and connect about what you do. So those are a few opportunities. We also have on-campus interview suites here. So if an organization is interested in maybe coming to a hiring event and they met a number of students that they liked, and now their next step is that they want to interview, we also offer those services as well, where we have professional interview suites here on campus, or we can help with setting up a virtual interview schedule through Handshake as well. So that's just a few of the options that we have available.
And I would say, and looking at, I mean, there's so much information or so much, a lot of resources here for a business who really, was looking for students who are about to graduate or soon to graduate, and they're looking for job opportunities or specific career opportunities. It looks like there's a lot of resource for the businesses, especially those who are struggling now to fill certain positions. So I do want to then ask you then, and I think we had a pre-discussion, different businesses, different sizes, different needs. Riverside Partners is supported by 5 great anchor institutions, Harley-Davidson, Molson Coors. They're a lot different than maybe like a Daddy's Soul Food restaurant or Sobelman's or a 5 O'Clock Steakhouse or Pete's Pop, who's a Marquette University grad, Pete Cooney. How do you look at, assess, evaluate the needs for the various businesses?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we definitely work with all size businesses in the Career Services Center. Again, still using Handshake as that first vetting step, but we have our 707 hub here on campus that works with the startup community, and we receive a lot of referrals from that office as well to introduce those organizations to recruiting. And again, it really is just it's a get to know you session in the beginning. And so I always like to, no matter what the size of the business is, if they're new to engaging with Marquette, to have that introductory conversation, to learn about them and to really share a little bit more about recruiting at a collegiate level, because we do have some things that are staples to what we do for the recruiting cycle from fall to spring, and being able to articulate that. And so they also walk away understanding a little bit more about what it means to recruit at a collegiate level, to connect with students that maybe are looking for internships and like what those typical processes are. A lot of times small businesses maybe are concerned about, how do I even start this? And so that's a great opportunity to just info share a little bit about what you do. I'm going to share a little bit about what we do. And then from there, that mutual understanding helps to build a strategy. And that's key, is what is your strategy in the end? And even if that strategy doesn't land with me, maybe the strategy is student employment office related, you now are walking away with a better understanding of what it looks like to recruit at a collegiate level and what resources you should be connecting into or tapping into at the university and how to get there.
This has been really helpful, Naomi. I think it's important for our businesses. Our businesses are going through this phase now of our economy where they're looking for new, creative, unique ways to connect and to bring people into the organization. And, near West Side, we have these, as I mentioned earlier, these wide variety of businesses, but they're also just trying to figure out how does it work? What does it look like now to bring people on board as far as job and career opportunities? We have the opportunity to kind of explore what you do, how you do it, how it benefits, the students and the business, this platform of Handshake, which I find very interesting. So if people have been the interest, they have been connecting. It's like, what, I really do resonate with this, and my business could use this type of service. How do they connect with you? How do they connect with Career Services? What would be some of the next steps for a business owner?
Yeah, absolutely. I would just encourage any business owner that maybe is feeling the pressure of the great reshuffling or the great resignation to reach out to me. I can be reached at recruiting@marquette.edu and really just say, I mean, even if they're not exactly sure, right? Like I'm reaching out, I saw the video, I saw the interview, or, this is what we're experiencing right now. And we're just trying to be creative about how we connect with talent. I'm happy to take that conversation and turn that into an opportunity to discover more about that business, discover more about their needs, and then make those inroads on campus. I like to joke with a lot of my employer partners that I'm not always your end all be all person on campus, but I'm a great professional connector here at Marquette. So maybe we have a conversation that pivots and I'm like, you should be talking to someone in a particular department on campus. And here's that contact person. And I'm going to make a warm introduction, so it's really being that professional connector with all things related to talent and finding talent to help your business continue to operate successfully.
Naomi, thank you for the time today. Thank you for explaining this. It seems like there's a lot there that a business can take advantage of and hopefully bring a student into the organization and have that student learn and grow with the business. So I really do like that. And I like that the local connection of students being close to a way to work from home, retaining talent in Milwaukee. I know that's a big thing with Marquette University, and retaining folks who are interested in really growing this sector and growing this economy, local economy here in the city. I appreciate that. I'm going to have your information. And what was that email address so people know again?
Yes, it is recruiting@marquette.edu.
Recruiting@marquette.edu. We'll get that in the link and in the description so people know. Naomi, I appreciate it. And thanks for being a partner for Near West Side. We want to get our business back up and running, and this is a good way to do it. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you.
Welcome to Near West Side, Milwaukee's finest community. A great place for you and your family to learn and grow, to have stability, and truly to love the people. We strive to have the best place to live, to learn, to love. So we are called the neighborhood of neighborhoods. Please follow, like, and subscribe.